so many people, so many cars, so many people soaking it up, and the fog is starting to burn off. And I'm sitting here with my dear friend, Mayor Fofo Gilich. What a day,
Ricky,
Fofo.
thank you, man. It's right here, ground zero right now, isn't it? Been just a perfect day, and just people are just so relaxed, and the cars are spread out, and just an awesome kind of stroll to enjoy. So we're really excited.
We're going to have Fofo's going to be visiting with us for a few minutes at the beginning of the show today, and then we're going to have Pete Vicari from Vicari Auctions, who tells me that the show this year at the Coliseum is already breaking records. Number of cars, number of buyers, people that are engaged in it. Then we'll have Mr. Cruisin the Coast himself, Woody Bailey, and Woody will continue to tell the story that he's been telling all week long, that we're hitting records.
Right.
If you think about potentially over 9,000 registrants, and then another 1,500 that don't register, and the number of locals that are engaged in cruising. It's a day of celebration, isn't it?
It is. It's just after this year and after this 18 months, it just really feels good. I think we've got everything pointed in the right direction, and we're hopeful. You and I talk all the time. Hey, it's nothing but positive in our future, I think, and this is an event that kind of emphasizes that.
Yeah, I remember sitting here last year and looking out across the cars. Certainly weren't as many cars, but there was still life.
Yeah.
We were in the midst of the pandemic. Not long after that, we began to sort of wane, and then, of course, Delta comes along. It's been a tough year for people, and you can see from the people who are here that there was a lot of pent-up demand. They needed to get out. They needed to be able to enjoy an event like this, and you see it. I mean, when you say good morning to people, man, there's a hop in their step, isn't there?
That's right. And we've seen it, over the last several 8 or 9 months as far as the economy and of course, tourism and gaming and everything. So we're really excited and actually getting ready to even emphasize what we have here and, what's going to be here. And I think the whole ball game has changed across the country on what's the right thing to do when you have the time and the money to take a vacation, do the things that you need to do, and this is certainly right on top of the list. We're gonna try and put it on the top of the list. So
I think what the leadership of this community, and I say collection of communities when I refer to it, I think of coastal Mississippi as a region. When you look at all the work that the mayors did, the casinos did, anyone who was marketing outside this area, including coastal Mississippi tourism, they were really focused on very numbers-based approach, because the reality was that 80% of the people who came here by car.
That's
and
right.
You and I have been talking about this for well over a year now, that people feel safe in their cars, and look out over this today.
Yeah.
But they just don't show up. You've got to be smart about how you market to them. They have to understand what the situation is here. They have to feel safe here. And when you look at your gaming numbers, you had 4 months in a row of over $100 million
gross
revenue.
gaming revenue. That's right. It is unbelievable. It started back in March and saying that, what had happened, and it just bang, 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 and we ended, $1 billion, $2 million. As far as gross gaming revenue for our 8 casinos. I call our 8 families.
Yeah, right.
But, they have strong marketing. They have, they know how to touch the right folks, and we're figuring that out, that, you get them here once, and that's what I said in the State of the City. There was all, people try to make bad news out of good news, but let me say, who the winner was in our whole effort was get people here once. The product sells itself. You can just feel it, and they'll come back. So, just make better news out of good news, not bad news out of good news. So that's what the plan is.
Our friend Bobby Mahoney from Mahoney's actually commented on one of the posts on Coast Vue yesterday that said it's hard to market a destination that doesn't have its act together.
That's right.
It's not a good destination.
That's right.
It's better to market. It's easier to market when you've got something to sell. And the reality is, look what we have to sell now.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, is it, buddy?
We're right. We're trying to, just to get ready. We're making some efforts to clean, things up. We've had, how much rain? We had like 32 more rain days than we normally have in a year. And then, I've got several construction projects going on in the rain and things. Just, you got to keep it up. We made an effort to do as much as we can with Highway 90, and I've added 15 more people to my staff this year for FY22 for image. I'm going to call them image keepers. They're not going to be ground scale, not going to be those, but it's going to be an image division, and that's what we're going to try and maintain. Because you press when you're ahead. We feel like we're ahead, and we're going to stay on top of it. Every effort is to say, it's safe, friendly, and beautiful. We got to emphasize the beautiful.
Yeah, there's no doubt. There's natural beauty here, but it takes a lot of work to keep it that way.
To be top notch, you got to.
Well, we'll have Woody on in just a few minutes. Woody Bailey, Mr. Cruisin the Coast. But the reality is that Woody has had over so many years to keep that continuity going, to work with so many municipalities, to work with the county leaders. It's incredible what he said grace over. But I had a dose of that yesterday, actually, and that is, and he'll be on the show tomorrow, and that is that Brian Dykes, Captain Brian Dykes, from the Biloxi Police Department, talked about the traffic plan and the amount of organization and effort that it takes to make people feel safe here. The role of the cones, for example, and all that. But it's great to have a team that's focused on making sure all the pieces fit together, isn't it?
Well, it's a good project. Everybody who's involved, they believe in what needs to, this is a plan that needs to be done, and this is why, I'm as hard-headed as anybody, but I'll kind of listen to them because their expertise is there. They know. I get relatives who are in business that, these things, that's a stupid idea. You know who I'm talking about. No, but it's got to be done. So, you defer to the people who do that on a daily basis. And I'm happy with every decision our chief and our PD, Brian, and everybody else makes in conjunction with this and every event. We had a big KISS concert last night. Yeah. I mean, it was like the old days. Anyway, but that's all traffic. You got to get it in, you got to get them out. You got to keep them, safe and friendly. So I mean, it really is, reminiscent of the days, when everything was hopping. It's gonna be hopping again.
It'll be like that again because people want that experience. Hey, one other thing that really stuck out to me in my conversation with Captain Dykes. And that is, and I've had this conversation with the chief of police of Biloxi several times, and that is how much importance they place on community outreach.
Yeah.
And making people feel, even if you're writing someone a ticket, you don't have to be mean to them.
That's right. I tell them all the time, so look, what do you remember when I used to speed as much as anybody, and I still do, I guess, but what do you remember best? Not getting the ticket, but somebody letting you go as a warning. Isn't that the best feeling in the world?
It is.
And so, I mean, that goes a long way. So, man, look, I appreciate that. I won't ever do it again, right? But, yeah. And the community, relationship is a big thing. Of course, that's we don't want to get anybody hurt or get crazy or anything like that. But it does go a long way. Being courteous and take care of business. Don't put our safety in jeopardy. But yeah, use. Hey, we want people to come back, even though you may have to pay a little parking ticket here or there, but that's okay.
Hey, one of the things I so agree with what the chief believes about neighborhood policing and the importance of communicating and whatever. When a policeman comes through my neighborhood and we see him, I'll grab water or a Coke or something and run out and say, "Man, thank you for coming through the neighborhood."
I appreciate that.
Sometimes they'll take it, and sometimes well, I appreciate it, but I've got a drink. But I wish more people would do that. Because what you find is they're good people just like everybody else.
Right. Yeah. Like you said, it's a tough job, man. Two things I couldn't do. I couldn't be a policeman. I couldn't teach in school. I tell you that. So, but it's great to appreciate these folks. Not just like I said, the whole idea. You may not come home, from work, but it is stressful, and you got to have a passion and a love to do that on a daily basis, and we appreciate that. I think that's what you're trying to say too.
Well, you and I have talked so many times in the past about your desire to make a difference. You had success in your career. You didn't need to be the mayor. It just sort of like your number came up, and you said, "Okay, you view this as community service, this opportunity to make a contribution back to the town that gave you so much as you were growing up." So when you sit there, you have to have pride, sensing sort of this dogged determination to make a difference for Biloxi, but to see so many people here enjoying Biloxi.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you're not at the tip of the spear, but you say, hey, you got some some pride, I guess you said, in how do we put this together, how we keep it together, how we keep it for 25 years from now. You know, talking about like you and I are talking about. I might not be in 25 years, but anyway. But yeah, it is great. You know, the other thing as far as the metrics, we just right at 50,000 people in the
1
town.
minute's break.
But we got 4.2 million visitors a year. You do that, stay in 7,000 hotel rooms, so it's a bigger thing than people think about. Biloxi is a bigger thing than you think about.
It is a bigger thing than you think about, that is for sure. When we come back, we'll be joined by Pete Vicari of Vicari Auctions, and we'll continue the conversation from Town Green here in Biloxi. Mayor, thank you so much for spending some time with me.
Okay,
I appreciate it. We'll see you after this break.
South Mississippi, it's Jay Allen at Jay Allen Toyota, and I got something new for you for 2021. It's the Jay Allen Certified Collection. What that means is we selected our very best inventory with under 75,000 miles, and they're 6 years old or newer. That comes with a multi-point inspection, a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and a 3-day buyback guarantee. So come check out the Jay Allen Certified Pre-Owned Collection right here, I-10 exit 38 in Gulfport, or on allentoyota.com.
If Alexa's part of your life, you've got one more way to access SuperTalk. SuperTalk Mississippi is now available on Amazon Alexa devices. Once enabled, just say, Alexa, play SuperTalk Mississippi at any time and start listening. It's that easy. Just one more way to stay informed and connected with your state. Learn more at supertalk.fm/Alexa. SuperTalk Mississippi. SuperTalk Mississippi. Now available on Amazon Alexa devices.
When COVID started, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply began stocking hard-to-find PPE items. When Amazon and other mega internet companies were out of stock or inflating prices, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply was providing local schools and businesses vital PPE supplies at fair prices. When your office needs PPE supplies, office furniture, or products to keep your business operating, consider Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply. We sell that too. Buy local.
Thousands of Bulldog fans have subscribed to the Thunder and Lightning podcast. Have you? On each episode, Brian Haydad and Joel Coleman give you an inside look at your Mississippi State Bulldogs. The Thunder and Lightning podcast is free and available on demand at supertalk.fm and on your smartphone. Just search for Thunder and Lightning on iTunes, Google Play, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thunder and Lightning from SuperTalk Mississippi, covering the Bulldogs like no one else. SuperTalk Mississippi.
From outer space, visitors from another world. We've had contact with bug-eyed monsters.
This is actually a flying saucer.
Flying saucer?
I'm from another planet.
Where late nights are kind of weird.
Well, they must have a reason for their visit.
The unexplained, the weird, and the downright creepy. Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Late nights. SuperTalk Mississippi. Feeling down? Here's your prescription for a daily dose of good news and positive vibes. Good Things with Rebecca Turner. Every afternoon, Rebecca highlights all the good things happening right here in the state you call home. Daily exposure to Good Things with Rebecca Turner may cause smiling, feelings of positivity, happiness, and even laughter. When you experience these symptoms, tell your friends to listen.
Okay.
Weekdays starting at 2 p.m. here on SuperTalk Mississippi and now on Amazon Alexa devices.
Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Talking to the people that help make the coast such a unique place to live. This is Coast View with Ricky Mathews on SuperTalk Mississippi Gulf Coast 103.1.
Welcome back to Coast View. I really enjoyed that conversation with Mayor Fofo Gilich. He's a terrific leader. He and I have had so many incredible conversations over the course of the history of Coast View. We started Coast View January 6th, 2020, and so here we are live from Town Green, and continuing the conversation. You can just see the pride. So Pete Vicari, who's the owner and operator of Vicari Auctions, unfortunately got hung up at the Coliseum, so we're not going to have him on. But I will give you a sense of what he was going to say and tell you a little bit more about Pete. But Pete is from Louisiana. He's been involved in Cruisin the Coast for a number of years. I think actually from the second year through today. He has the Vicari Auctions that takes place at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. And they've really mastered that. What an incredible auction that is. So if you've not been to it before, I highly recommend it. I went a couple years ago and had the opportunity to visit with the governor at the time, Phil Bryant, and to see so many of my friends there that were considering, and in some cases buying cars, but has a wide variety of cars. I think he said over 450 cars will be represented this year at the auction. And buyers coming in from all over the country, and then of course there's a lot of people who are there who are enjoying just watching the auction. Some of them become buyers, and some of them ultimately don't get to don't decide to buy, but enjoy sort of watching the festivities there. But the Vicari Auctions is going on at the Coliseum, and Pete and his family and his team are absolutely incredible. And again, if you go there, what you'll find is a well-oiled machine. They know what they're doing, and that's why so many cars from all across the nation come here and enjoy this great auction. So I really encourage you to go take a look at that. And if you see anybody from the Vicari family, PJ or Pete or any of the rest of them, tell them that Ricky Mathews said hello. So anyway, we're going to be joined by Woody Bailey, who's the Executive Director of Cruisin the Coast here in the next segment. And I want to go back for a second and just talk about what we're seeing today. You know, this was, we were here this time last year. We looked across and saw so many smiling families, so many people who were engaged in cruising. We were in the midst of the pandemic. You could tell they needed to get out. They wanted to be safe, but they needed to get out, and they were enjoying themselves. And essentially that's what we see today. We are seeing today the same sort of thing, but a lot more people, a lot more cars. As Woody will talk about in just a few minutes, it's going to be a record this year. And that's because a lot of people have been focused, because a lot of people have been working extremely hard to coordinate these efforts. You know, Cruisin the Coast is a very unique thing. It is one of the only cruising events in the United States where you can come and enjoy a collection of communities. Woody, you can come on up if you want to. Woody Bailey is coming on up. I'll include him in the conversation here shortly. If you want to, you can go ahead and put your headset on. But it's one of the unique events in the country that has this collection of communities that join together to represent coastal Mississippi in this unique way. And as I mentioned with Mayor Fofo Gilich a few minutes ago, the amount of coordination that it takes from, in this case, at Biloxi, I had, again, Captain Brian Dykes on. He'll be on tomorrow, and he'll talk about the traffic plan. But you think about every city has a similar plan. I had Cynthia Sutton, and she'll be on tomorrow as well. And Cynthia talks about what's going to be happening in Ocean Springs tomorrow and how exciting it is for the city. Just an incredible time for Mississippi Gulf Coast. So no matter where you go, you're going to find someone in a car that they're proud of. And as someone mentioned to me this morning, Woody's kind of signing on now, but one of the things that people said to me this morning, Woody, is you name the amount of money you want to spend, and people will show you how to spend it on the car. Isn't that true?
Oh, so no question about that. I guess you want to say how high you want to stack it. Because we have everything here from a $15,000 vehicle to, a couple $1 million vehicle and everything in between. So it's remarkable how intense some of these folks get with their pride and joy. So that's okay. We like that. Pete
was telling me about a car. He may have sold them for more expensively, but one particular station wagon that sold for $450,000. And some of the buyers that he attracts down to coastal Mississippi for the Vicari auctions, they're certainly capable of spending that kind of money on their hobby. You see those people, don't you?
Yeah, oh, no doubt. Like I say, we have everything. It's kind of pretty much across the board as far as income levels, here, and what people may want to do, and it's just that's what makes the show pretty cool, because you'll see most anything and everything.
You definitely see. Fofo was here a few minutes ago, and we looked out. Of course, the way I describe Fofo, Woody, is a leader who really didn't need to be mayor. He had success in his life,
Right.
But he was such a Biloxian to the core, and he saw it was his time. It was his time to come back in and make a contribution. He has so much pride in what he does. He's such a good leader, and he looks out over this today, and he just
Feeling down? Here's your prescription for a daily dose of good news and positive vibes. Good Things with Rebecca Turner. Every afternoon, Rebecca highlights all the good things happening right here in the state you call home. Daily exposure to Good Things with Rebecca Turner may cause smiling, feelings of positivity, happiness, and even laughter. When you experience these symptoms, tell your friends to listen.
Okay.
Weekdays starting at 2 p.m. here on SuperTalk Mississippi and now on Amazon Alexa devices.
Hey, South Mississippi, the future has arrived. It's 2021, and at J. Allen Toyota, we're here to serve you. Want to let you know that we have Allen's lifetime warranty on every new Toyota we sell. That also comes with Toyota Care. That's 2 years and 25,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. We have a great rental department. Our service department's ready to take care of your current vehicle. We're rolling out J. Allen certified pre-owned for 2021. You got to come to I-10 exit 38 right here in Gulfport. You're going to love what we have to offer. When you think Toyota, think Allen Toyota.
Get the scoop on what happened in college football and what to expect in the NFL. Each Sunday on Sports Sunday with Michael Borky. Get the story behind the stats, 8 to 10 a.m. on SuperTalk Mississippi, supertalk.fm, and watch the show on supertalk.tv. SuperTalk Mississippi. We're more than just words. This is where the story of your state is told. Proud to cover the Magnolia State like nobody else. SuperTalk Mississippi.
When COVID started, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply began stocking very hard-to-find PPE items to make our community a safer place. When Amazon and other mega internet companies were out of stock or inflating prices, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply was providing local schools and businesses vital PPE supplies at fair prices. They were even sending thousands of dollars of PPE supplies free to local schools in need with help from other local business leaders. The next time your office needs PPE supplies, office furniture, or products to keep your business operating, consider a local company that supports your ball teams, cheerleaders, and area homeless. Consider Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply, the local guys that keep your prices fair, your service and selection excellent, and your health our business. Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply. We sell that too. Buy local.
SuperTalk.fm has a new look and is more informative than ever with splendid Mississippi news coverage, the latest Mississippi weather, Mississippi sports, and of course, the talk that's important to you. Every show, every podcast, and every late-breaking story. Constantly updating the news the second new developments happen. All in one place. The new SuperTalk.fm. SuperTalk Mississippi.
From outer space, visitors from another world. We've had contact with bug-eyed monsters.
This is actually a flying saucer.
Flying saucer?
I'm from another planet.
Where late nights are kind of weird.
Well, they must have a reason for their visits.
The unexplained, the weird, and the downright creepy. Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Late nights. SuperTalk Mississippi.
Hey, I'm Steve Azar, and you never know who or what you'll hear when I spend a Mississippi Minute with my friends. Talking to Paul Thorne, Mississippi true treasure, really incredible recording artist, singer, songwriter, has been doing it a long time, doing it the right way.
It's almost like a Forrest Gump thing because, I was a boxer, / I worked in a furniture factory, / I had a gig 2 nights a week playing my acoustic guitar in a pizza restaurant, / I was in the National Guard, and,
Wow.
All this stuff was going on at the same time. / I had a writing contract with Rick Hall and Fame.
In a Mississippi Minute. Be sure to check out In a Mississippi Minute with me, Steve Azar, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi, the SuperTalk Mississippi app, and now available on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher.
For something new and unique in talk radio, take a listen to The Ben Shapiro Show. Every day, we're driving the debate in America with the fastest moving, hardest hitting, most comprehensive, fact-based commentary on the radio. We don't hold back. We never shy away from telling you the truth. Our show is a meeting place of ideas. We have the most important guests and the biggest thinkers in America.
Weeknights at 9
For something new and unique in talk radio, take a listen to The Ben Shapiro Show
on SuperTalk Mississippi. SuperTalk Mississippi.
Just seems to me people have so much invested in not telling the truth.
When you want the truth.
Simply because it might hurt some feelings.
And nothing but the truth.
Lose some subscribers.
You want the Gallo Radio Show.
I just think in this audience, you still believe that if you tell the truth, you come out ahead.
The Gallo Radio Show.
And if you tell yourself otherwise, you're lying to yourself.
Mornings on SuperTalk Mississippi. SuperTalk.fm has a new look and is more informative than ever with expanded Mississippi news coverage, the latest Mississippi weather, Mississippi sports, and of course, the talk that's important to you. Every show, every podcast, and every late-breaking story. Constantly updating the news the second new developments happen. All in one place. The new SuperTalk.fm.
Hey, South Mississippi, it's Jay Allen at Jay Allen Toyota, and I got something new for you for 2021. It's the Jay Allen Certified Collection. What that means is we selected our very best inventory with under 75,000 miles, and they're 6 years old or newer. That comes with a multi-point inspection, a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and a 3-day buyback guarantee. So come check out the Jay Allen Certified Pre-Owned Collection right here, I-10 exit 38 in Gulfport, or on allentoyota.com.
When COVID started, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply began stocking hard-to-find PPE items. When Amazon and other mega internet companies were out of stock or inflating prices, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply was providing local schools and businesses vital PPE supplies at fair prices. When your office needs PPE supplies, office furniture, or products to keep your business operating, consider Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply. We sell that too. Buy local.
SuperTalk Mississippi, your new home for the Ben Shapiro Show.
We don't hold back. We never shy away from telling you the truth.
The most electrifying national talk show on air today.
We have the most important guests and the biggest thinkers in America.
Ben Shapiro, brutally breaking down the issues of the day.
From politics to pop culture, we take a look at all of it. So don't miss out.
Weeknights at 9.
For something new and unique in talk radio, take a listen to The Ben Shapiro Show.
On SuperTalk Mississippi. SuperTalk Mississippi.
Just seems to me people have so much invested in not telling the truth.
When you want the truth.
Simply because it might hurt some feelings.
And nothing but the truth.
Lose some subscribers.
You want the Gallo Radio Show.
I just think in this audience, you still believe that if you tell the truth, you come out ahead.
The Gallo Radio Show.
And if you tell yourself otherwise, you're lying to yourself.
Mornings on SuperTalk Mississippi. Thousands of Bulldog fans have subscribed to the Thunder and Lightning podcast. Have you? On each episode, Brian Haydad and Joel Coleman give you an inside look at your Mississippi State Bulldogs. The Thunder and Lightning podcast is free and available on demand at supertalk.fm and on your smartphone. Just search for Thunder and Lightning on iTunes, Google Play, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thunder and Lightning from SuperTalk Mississippi, covering the Bulldogs like no one else.
Hey, I'm Steve Azar, and you never know who or what you'll hear when I spend a Mississippi Minute with my friends. We're talking to Dale Berra. Take me back to growing up and what it was like in the household with a dad like Yogi Berra.
You know, we grew up with his funny sayings. You know, I remember Dad managing the Mets, and me, Larry, and Timmy are watching the game on TV. And all of a sudden, two streakers run out of the stands on TV, and the camera flips away from them. So when he gets home, me, Larry, and Timmy say, "Hey, Dad, those streakers, what were they, boys or girls? We need to know." And Dad looked us right in the eye and said, "I couldn't tell. They had bags over their heads."
In a Mississippi Minute.
Be sure to check out In a Mississippi Minute with me, Steve Azar, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi, the SuperTalk Mississippi app, and now available on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher.